Hello, in this test we will check out an optional camera type that works similar to a camera in a game. First we need to load a model. And when the model displays, it will be using the original OpenGL camera that was in the DLL. We'll swing in, pick a ways to look at the object. Okay, now we'll go over to the camera tabs, and now we have new cameras. Camera 0 is always the default camera, and cameras with number 1 and higher are the new LookAt cameras. To position the LookAt camera in the scene, you have to know where the eye which is the camera will be positioned. The center is the spot at which the camera is looking, and the up vector shows the direction of the head, and the up vector is in OpenGL standard coordinates, which is a right-handed coordinate system with Y as the up axis. The DLL uses a right-hand coordinate system with a Z as the up axis. So now I want to get the values from the default camera. So this edit box has to be set to 0, and I click on the get from 0 camera edit box, and we have values come in. And as this is not 0, 1, 0, I know the head is tilted slightly because we're on the we're tilted on the y-axis. If I click over here, we can see that there's just a little bit of rotation on the y-axis. So now that I've set the camera values, I can go down and click on one. Oops, I forgot to push the button, which is a good mistake. If when the camera first comes up, the eye was set at the origin, and so was the center. So you're looking at nothing. So you're going to get a blank screen. Now I can click the set button, and these values are actually transferred to the camera, and now we can see the scene. And if I come back to the original one, we'll see the camera here. The new cameras still have some faults to be ironed out, and it doesn't have quite the orientation of the default camera. Now we'll go back to the camera. Now quite often you'll probably want to lock in the up axis so that the person is always standing upright, and you can do that by taking and locking the y-axis and then pressing the set button. Now if I come over here now, and if I try to rotate on the y-axis, I find out I can't rotate on the y-axis. I can on the x-axis, and I can on the z-axis. Now you don't want to put the lock into effect. Whenever the lock goes into effect, it preserves whatever the y rotation is, so that we can never get rid of that. So if I wanted to go and set the camera back again, I could set the features back, and we still got the tilt on the y-axis. So what I want to do is take the lock off, do a set y, click on set up default button, and this sets it back to the default values, and then do a set, and we'll see the object changes a bit, and it's now set on the default. If I zeroed everything, okay, it's we've got everything at 0. I could also set all these at once by pressing the button here. So now that I've got this camera set, I can move around with the camera. I set the intervals on these edit boxes, and I can go ahead and I can move ahead, I can go backwards, I can step to the left, I can step to the right, I can turn to the right, and turn to the left, and when I turn, wherever I finish turning, if I go ahead, I'm going to be going in a new direction, and I can go up with the camera and I can go down with the camera. Now I can also, once I'm looking around in the view, I can be rotating around, and then I can say, oh well, I want to go off in this direction. Well, I can set a new viewpoint for the camera by either clicking on the middle mouse button or setting this button to left and double clicking. And now if I move ahead, you can see I'm going in this direction. Now I could also take and I could turn around. I could do a 180 left-hand turn, which now has me going in the opposite direction, and then I could just go ahead and I'm now moving in this direction. And if I go here and click the camera reset button, I'm now back to the view that I had when I clicked the set button here to put the initial values into the camera. And then I can go ahead again, okay, I'm rotating and so forth. Now let's go back to the default view, and I'll show you one of the flaws in the camera. We'll take and we'll look straight down on the object and see we've got a 90-degree rotation on the x-axis. Now I'm going to go here and select camera 2, and I'm going to do a get from 0, and I've got numbers which are exactly the same except for the height on the z-axis. And if I do a set and I go to the camera 2, you can see I get a blank screen. This is a flaw in the way the camera is working. And if I just go back here to 0 camera, change this 90 to just slightly off 90, we'll go to 89.9, hit the set button, and I've got a new value in there. Go back here to get from 0, and the numbers just change just a bit up there. And if I now do a set and go to camera 2, there's the view that we didn't have before, and there is camera 0, 1, and here we are back in camera 0. Now if I take and I rotate around, and let's do a measurement. Now we'll say our observer is 1.75 meters tall, and we'll turn on measurement, and we'll say he's standing here and he's looking over there. Okay, so now we have a view. Let's go to pause, go back to cameras. We'll click camera 3, and we will now get the values. We don't want to get the values from camera 0. In this case, we want to get the value of vertex 1 here, looking towards 2. So I'll click that. We've got values here. I'll click set and then go down to 3, and here we are. We're inside that part of the town, looking at that part of the building. And if I rotate on the z-axis, you can see we're moving around. I can rotate up and around the x-axis, and we can rotate around, which gets you kind of lost. You might want to lock some of these axes so things like this don't happen. And let's go back to the camera reset. There we are. Now I can turn right in here. Oops, I forgot. I'm turning 180 degrees at a time. Let's go back to 5 degrees, and then we can turn and then walk towards the corner. Now let's say I'm carrying a drone, and I want to go look around with the drone. So what I'll do is I'll let the drone be a new camera, and I'll click add camera, so I got camera 4. Now we want to transfer the values from this position we've got here to camera 4, and so I have to enter camera 3 down here. Now if I go ahead and click get from, I'm going to get the default positions that we had here for camera 3. But I don't want that. I want to get the currently displayed position for the camera. So I set that to as displayed. Make sure I've selected camera 4 and do a get from, and so now I've got this position. And we're still on camera here 3, so let's go back and hit camera reset, and you can see, okay, we're back there. Now let's go to camera 4, and okay, there we are. Set the values, and there is camera 4. And now the drone will fly up into the air, and now we can revolve around and look around with the drone. And if I want to fly off in this direction, I'll just set a viewpoint over here, and then we can go ahead and we're flying with in that direction. Let's do a 180 to get ourselves going back. Okay, here we are over here. We'll just fly backwards a bit. Okay, there we're looking down into the compound where we started off, and we started off in that corner, so we could go flying ahead. We can turn a little bit to the left and fly ahead, or let's back up. We've got our viewpoint. Let's set a low viewpoint. Whoops. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and so then I can turn right and fly ahead. So anyway, those are some of the things you can do on currently with the LookAt camera. And if I hit reset, you can see, okay, I'm back where I started. So that's it for now. Goodbye.